Wrap up. I know it's getting very, very hot, but as all of you know, Teresa loved bunnies. She loved rabbits.
Yeah.
And she, as you all know, always wanted to pass away during the light of the full moon. So
Today.
I would call her and I'd say, Terry, it's getting close, 4 more days. And she'd say, okay, well, all right, call me the night before. So I'd call her the night before and then prepare her. The next morning I'd call the house. She'd answer the phone, I'm still here. But I don't know if any of you know the story of the full moon and rabbits. And it actually goes back to a lovely legend in China. And Terry, as you know, was well, 3/4 Chinese, and we used to meet in China together. But we always shared a great love of the Autumn Moon Festival. So the story has many variations, but one of my good friends in Beijing told me this version about actually 30 years ago. And I had written it down in one of my diaries, and I used to tell Teresa about this, and she was one of her favorite stories. Long ago, there was a Chinese prince who possessed magical powers so strong that he could stop a storm, quell a fierce wind, or chase away evil spirits. He and his wife, the beautiful princess, were happy living in the forest with all their animal friends, including the much-loved, short-tailed rabbit, known for his good heart and loyalty, just like Terry. One day, the Middle Kingdom, as China was called many moons ago, was threatened by an attack of the sun. In fact, the sun had multiplied 9 times, so that 10 suns threatened to burn up the world. The Chinese emperor summoned the prince, who was also an expert archer, and he pleaded with him to save the world. The prince immediately shot down 9 of the 10 suns, and as a reward, the emperor gave him the elixir of life to ensure his immortality. And the prince was so happy, but to protect the elixir of life, he had to hide it in the forest. One day, the princess, his beautiful wife, found this elixir of life, drank it, and then suddenly began to rise to the moon. She called for help, but no one came to her rescue except the rabbit, her loyal friend. The rabbit immediately went to the emperor, pleading with him to return the princess to earth. Angry that the princess had consumed the elixir of life, he refused unless the rabbit could replace this magical potion. So the rabbit set about creating a duplicate elixir of life. He pounded the leaves and got the herbs ready, and he put it underneath a acacia tree. The secret ingredient was his soul, just like Terry, for he knew he had to offer this to complete the potion. So when the mixture was heated in a clay pot, burning over the open fire, the rabbit leaped into the pot, sacrificing his life to complete the task. So once he ascended to the moon, he couldn't go back to Earth. And he loved the princess so much, she asked him to stay. So together they are living very happy in the moon above. Now the emperor had his elixir of life. The rabbit was reunited with his dear friend the princess, and every month on the full moon, if you look very, very carefully, you can see that rabbit in the moon. And I always think of Terry at that time. Each year, the Chinese celebrate this legend during the Autumn Festival, otherwise known as the Mooncake Festival. It honors the rabbit, who holds a very important position with the gods of immortality. And this is why we see rabbits everywhere today, especially today. And why I think of Terry when I think of this story. So, thank you all very much.
Thank you.